If your goal is to be more productive, there's a number of really shitty productivity killing habits that you have to eliminate from your life. Number one, the simplest and easiest is checking social media, checking text messages, checking email 50 times a fucking day. Look at the stats on how many hours the average person spends mindlessly scrolling social media. It's like 2 to 3 hours per day. This is just an enormous amount of time that's fucking wasted. Not only is time wasted, but people just do it intermittently throughout the fucking day to where it's breaking their focus. It's preventing them from actually, working for long chunks of time on stuff that's really critical and really important. All day long, they have these beeps and these buzzes interrupting their focus and breaking their attention. They're checking in constantly. Really, what I think most people should do is just delete their fucking social media altogether. I don't think you should maintain a healthy balance with it. I'm going to only try to check in, a couple times a day or whatever the fuck. These things are not doing anything for your life. No one writes the goal down to check social media and waste their fucking time on here. All these things do is just steal your time and prevent you from doing the important fucking things that you should be doing to create the results that you actually want to create in your life. I think you should just delete your fucking accounts altogether. But if you are going to have some presence on these sites, make sure that you're not just getting notifications all day fucking long. Put your phone on silent, go into your phone settings, go into the app settings, block notifications. So if you are going to check these things, do it on your timetable and, not when the algorithms want you to fucking go on there. Ty Lopez, he had a great quote where he said, he checks social media, he gets on Facebook, but he does it when he wants to, not when Mark Zuckerberg wants him to. And that's what you need to do as well, is have some sort of healthy balance with it if you are going to fucking use these things. Text messages, emails, dude, there's no way that you need to check 50 times a fucking day. A couple times a day, maybe you could set an alarm and say, I'll check in at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m., and that's it. Find some sort of healthy way to actually check in on a reasonable fucking timetable, and don't be doing it 20 times a fucking day like most people do. It's just, they get these little dopamine hits and it just frazzles their fucking brain, and it just makes them totally incapable of working for long stretches of time on the actual important things that they should be doing. Something else that helps with improving your productivity is making sure that you're just getting enough sleep. And the simplest way to do this is just wake up without an alarm clock every single day. A lot of people, they're just going through life in this sleep-deprived fog where they're just having to caffeinate themselves and just drink a bunch of fucking Red Bulls and shit because they just go to bed too late, they wake up too early, and they're forcing themselves to use an alarm clock every single day. Dude, it's one of the dumbest fucking things I hear in the self-improvement space. All these people talking about, don't hit that fucking snooze button. They're talking about, wake up and I don't hit snooze. Dude, you shouldn't even have a fucking alarm in the first place. You should just get enough sleep so that your body and your brain is fully rested and recovered, and that keeps your energy levels at the fucking highest. Because if you're just constantly sleep deprived, if you're constantly not getting enough sleep, you're just not going to be operating at your cognitive mental peak. So you want to just make sure that you're going to bed early enough so that you can wake up without the need for an alarm clock. Your energy levels, they're going to be much fucking higher. Your productivity, your effectiveness, your decision making, your overall just happiness in fucking life, it's going to be way higher. So this is something else that really helps to improve your productivity. Something else that really kills people's effectiveness and ability to get results is multitasking. They're trying to do 20 fucking things at once. They're working on this. They got 6 different fucking browsers open. They got 3 computer screens, email here. They got this here, YouTube here. They're doing 20 fucking things at once, and they're not doing one thing effectively. Really, what you need to do is just focus on one thing at a time and just give it your full fucking attention. There's a lot of research on multitasking, on how it just really decreases your ability to get results, to do good work. And so none of this fucking 20 browser tabs open where you're doing 100 fucking things. Just focus on the one critical thing that you should be working on at any given time, and it's just going to really improve your productivity and effectiveness. Another bad habit that people have that just really kills their productivity is just working on small, irrelevant, bullshit tasks before they focus on the big, critically important things. Brian Tracy, he has a book called Eat That Frog about productivity, where what he says is you should find your frog for the day, which is your ugliest, biggest, most difficult, but most important, most critical fucking task that you need to work on. And first thing in the morning, you just eat that frog. You focus on the big, critically important fucking thing, first thing, and then you get it done. What do most people do? They do the fun things, they do the trivial things, they do the easy things, they check their email, they do some cleaning, do a little bit of laundry, get some groceries. They focus on the small, bullshit, irrelevant tasks that make no long-term contribution to the results they're actually trying to get in their fucking life. And they delay the most important fucking things. They put off the things that they should be doing first. You need to prioritize effectively, focus on the most important, big critical tasks, first fucking thing, and then put off the little small things. There's a term for this called positive procrastination, which is where you procrastinate on the stupid little fucking things. You know what, dude? Laundry, that can wait a couple days. I got some shit to do. I might need to clean some fucking dishes, but you know what? That's not critically important. I'm going to focus on, building this business, improving, upgrading my skills, whatever it is. Delay, procrastinate on the little stupid fucking things and focus more of your time on the big, critically important things. That is something else that helps as well. Something else people do that kills their productivity is they spend a lot of time doing $10 per hour work. They're doing these stupid little fucking things that they could just hire people to do. They could just delegate this to people and they could just completely take it off their plate. Stuff like doing your fucking laundry, cleaning your fucking apartment. Dude, you could just hire a maid service to clean your shit for you. Laundry, that's something you could delegate. Especially if you're like at a higher level in your fucking career or you're trying to make more money in advance. Dude, you could be getting a personal assistant to be doing this shit for you instead of wasting all your fucking time on this. All these little trivial fucking tasks, taking your car to the fucking, the service station to get a, get your oil change or whatever the fuck. A lot of these small trivial tasks you can just delegate to people who are just going to do them very cheaply, but also very effectively. If you run a website, for example, dude, you can just hire some guy from fucking India to do like coding and website changes for you and just pay the guy $10 an hour. Like hours spent trying to make some improvements to your website, trying to find a way to like code something into your site. You could just hire somebody for fucking $10 an hour and they could just do it for you. And you can just focus more of your time, more of your energy on the critically important tasks that you should be focused on. Something else people do that just kills their productivity is they just wing it. They just randomly bounce around. They're just kind of doing whatever each day, just randomly doing whatever they fucking feel like, versus working from a list, versus prioritizing, versus putting shit on their fucking calendar and actually scheduling it. So just make sure that you're scheduling your days out and just focusing on the critically important things instead of just aimlessly kind of bouncing around and just doing whatever the fuck. That's something that helps as well. Something else that kills people's productivity is waiting to feel motivated to do something. They try to watch some motivational video to pump themselves up. They're sitting on the couch just waiting to fucking feel like it, trying to get the ample levels of caffeination and energy, and then they'll get the thing done. What you really need to do is just force yourself to fucking do it, no matter how you feel. It doesn't matter if I feel like it. Doesn't matter if I'm fucking tired. Doesn't matter if I'm motivated. I got a fucking job to do, and I'm going to get the fucking job done, no matter what. Don't wait for inspiration to strike. There's a funny quote where it says, like, inspiration often does strike, but it has to find you working first or something like that. Just don't sit on the couch and just wait till you feel sufficiently motivated to fucking do something. Just do the fucking thing no matter how you feel. That's something that's very important. Other shit people waste their time on that just kills their productivity: video games, Netflix, television, aimless YouTube, shit like this. Again, these are just time wasters that you need to just cut out of your fucking life so you can just focus on what's critically important in your fucking life. Drinking, drugs, dude, if you're trying to get shit done, if you're trying to accomplish big fucking goals for yourself, don't waste your time with the shit, going out to the bars, going out to party. Dude, you should be focused on your shit. You should be focused on your goals. You should be staying productive. And so you need to just cut the shit out of your fucking life. Something else that really kills people's productivity is perfectionism. Trying to do everything absolutely fucking perfectly. They need to get every detail just fucking perfect. And really, you can just waste a ton of fucking time on a bunch of irrelevant fucking improvements that really don't make like a big picture, game-changing improvement to what it is that you're trying to fucking do. What you need to do is use the 80-20 rule to say like what 20% of work gets me 80% of results, and just focus on that. It doesn't need to be fucking perfect. It doesn't need to be like a work of art that Michelangelo would create or whatever the fuck. Just it needs to be good enough to get you the results that you want, but just don't worry about like every detail being 100% fucking perfect, because you just waste a ton of time on this, and oftentimes those tiny marginal improvements don't even make like a big picture impact on the actual results that you're trying to get. Something else that kills your productivity is just a general lack of direction and just a general lack of clarity about what your goals are. I mean, if you don't know what it is that you're trying to do, it's pretty hard to be fucking productive, There's a saying that if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So you need to make sure that you have clarity about your goals, about what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to achieve, and that really just gives you the direction that you need to make sure that you're actually working effectively on the right tasks. Clarity about what you want, what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to become. It's really the essential starting point to deciding like, how am I going to spend my time and how do I even define being productive? If you don't know what it is you're trying to fucking do, it's kind of hard to like do the things to get you to that fucking end state. So just have that clarity, and it just gives you the direction that you need to make sure that you're focused on the right fucking tasks. Something else people do is they just really overcomplicate shit. Like you look at these people, they're trying to improve their fitness, and they have all sorts of like journals and tracking systems for their fucking macronutrients and their calories, and they're logging every fucking piece of broccoli they eat. And people they're watching a ton of videos on like the perfect fucking technique to do a bicep curl and shit. And it's just like, dude, you could just take that time and just pick up some fucking weights and just start lifting. Like a lot of stuff that people do that they think is like productive work, it's really just bullshit that they waste their fucking time on. Tim Ferriss, he has a great quote where he says, am I creating things to do to avoid the important? It's something like that. Like, am I inventing trivial bullshit fucking tasks as a form of procrastination that are really just preventing me from like doing the important things I need to fucking do? If you're trying to get in shape, just go to the fucking gym and work out. Pick up some fucking weights. Do some fucking push-ups. Go for a fucking run. You don't need to read 26 articles about the perfect fucking running technique. You don't need to film yourself fucking jogging to find like the perfect, most efficient fucking way to run. You don't need to watch 100 fucking videos about like the perfect fucking push-up technique. You just need to sit the fuck down on the ground and just do some fucking sit-ups. Don't overcomplicate shit. You don't need to track how many fucking pieces of broccoli you ate. Just keep it really fucking simple, and it just makes it way easier to just do the things that you need to fucking do. Something else that can kill your productivity is failing to properly regulate your caffeine intake. This might sound like a weird one, but there are some people, it's total fucking chaos. One day they'll drink a whole pot of coffee. The next day they'll have 2 cups. The next day a couple Red Bulls. The next day they'll have a fucking espresso from the coffee shop down the street. Really what helps me to maintain consistency and stability with like energy levels and focus and productivity is taking regular caffeine tolerance breaks. So that way that it's like I'm still getting the effects from the caffeine, and then just gradually ramping it up, just consistently. Brew your own coffee. Start with like, let's say, 4 scoops here. After a couple days, you go to 5. From there, you go to 6. From there, you go to 7. Maybe like 8 is your max. And then you just reset, take a couple days off, and then start over again. It keeps you in the zone, keeps you focused, keeps you clear, and it keeps you productive. Versus just total fucking chaos. I'm going to have a pot of coffee here. I'm going to do some Red Bulls here. You want it to be consistent, predictable, so that you're just in control of your fucking mind state. And it makes you more capable of actually being productive over the long run. And the final thing that kills your productivity is working on the right things at the wrong times. What this really comes down to is just energy management. Knowing your own personal like peak energy times, when you're most productive, when you're most effective, what tasks are best to work on at what times in the fucking day. For most people, I think it's going to be first thing in the morning when they just woke up, when they're fully refreshed from sleep, when they just had their caffeine. That's probably when most people are going to be most productive. Experiment for yourself. Find out what works best for you. I hear about some people, they're more productive late at night. If they're like writers, for example, experiment with like what times of the day are best for what activities, and make sure that you're just like prioritizing and optimizing accordingly. Hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments, what are some other productivity habits that you think people waste their fucking time on and need to eliminate. Hit that fucking like button, post a comment, subscribe, and check back for more videos.